So these 5 things are things that I personally would want to know if I were to come to Montreal. The first thing that you need to know is the weather. The weather here is very bipolar. It changes. You never know if it's going to be raining one day or sunny in 15 minutes. So it's not like the weather forecast is lying to you. It just happens. But check the weather forecast before leaving so that you kind of have a rough idea of how the weather is going to be like. During the summertime, it's very humid, it's very hot, but it rains a lot. When I was working outdoors, I used to work at outdoor pools. It would rain pretty often, and there would be like maybe 2 weeks in July and 2 weeks in August when it gets very hot, and it's a nice hot, like 35, 33 degrees. But in the beginning of June, July, it rains quite often. During wintertime, it is freezing. You bring your warmest coat even though it is not warm enough, and you'll just have to wear 5 layers under your coat and wish for the best. Second thing you need to know, you don't necessarily need French to survive in Montreal. If you will be hanging around downtown, it is pretty much English, or the people working there, the people around that area can speak both French and English. But if you live somewhere a bit further away, like near the Green Line, near Oshaga, near the Olympic Stadium, or elsewhere that is very far away from downtown, then it changes. You'll definitely need French. So be wise of where you're choosing to rent your apartment and where you're hanging around. Number 3, the food. It is such a diverse place, very international. There are so many restaurants, very good Asian food. There are lots of Chinese, Vietnamese, Thai, starting to have more Korean. There's also a lot of Mexican, a lot of Indian food, Quebec food, burgers and fries and smoked meat. There are so many coffee shops, so many restaurants to try. The only thing I've heard from Europeans coming here is that the fruits, the vegetables, the cheese, and the breads are very expensive here compared to Europe. So eat as much cheap breads, good breads, and vegetables and fruits before you come, because then the prices are different. Number 4, in Montreal or in Canada in general, you will be taxed and you need to tip. In Quebec, it is 15% tax. Beware of the taxes and tips. Lots of places where there's someone serving you, you need to give them another 15% as tips. Pretty much bartenders, waiters, hairdressers all survive on tips. Number 5, if you have Facebook or the internet, here are some groups and some pages that you might like to know. You just need to search on Facebook for a group called the Exchange Student in Montreal. Then you could type what season, what year you're at. So example, Exchange Students in Montreal Fall 2014 or 2015. And it is a perfect way to meet new people. They organize a bunch of parties, a bunch of events for you, so you could basically go and talk to a bunch of strangers and become best friends. Another Facebook page, Street Samples Montreal, is a page that tells you all the free stuff that happens in Montreal, such as specific restaurants or stores that want to celebrate their, example, 10-year anniversary, giving free ice cream for the full day. It is an awesome page because it tells you where to get free food, free stuff,